Walter White is a Caltech graduate and a chemistry genius who gives up his life in the city to work as a chemistry teacher in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Walter's life turns upside down when he is diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer. In an effort to ensure sufficient financial support to his pregnant wife and handicapped son after his demise, Walter uses his knowledge of chemistry to produce the world's finest methamphetamine called blue meth. Walter then partners up with one of his former students, Jesse Pinkman, to market the drug. As their business picks up, they start rolling in cash, but also attract the attention of the DEA. Breaking Bad is one of the most watched television series of all time. It's also one of the most critically acclaimed shows. During its 5-year run, Breaking Bad won 16 Emmy Awards, 2 Golden Globes, and 6 Critics' Choice Awards. However, creating the show wasn't easy, especially with a meager budget of $3 million per episode. In an interview, Vince Gilligan revealed at one point they considered not going ahead with the show. Breaking Bad broke many records and ran into many problems. In this video, we tell you some secrets related to Breaking Bad and its cast. Facts Verse presents Breaking Bad Secrets Even Fans Don't Know. Before we go ahead, let us remind you to like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated about all the latest Facts Verse Presents videos. The character of Walter White is based on a real person. When the show released, there was a lot of conjecture around who had served as inspiration for the character of Walter White. Some rumors claimed that the real-life Walter White was a Texas-based chemistry teacher who sold meth to students. Other rumors claimed that Vince's protagonist was based on a Massachusetts-based teacher who was, like Walter, diagnosed with cancer and thereafter took to selling meth. We don't know where Vince got his inspiration from, but there was a famous Walter White in 2008. This Walter White was on Alabama's most wanted list. However, unlike the on-screen Walter, he was neither a teacher nor was he suffering from cancer. The real-life Walter White was arrested in 2013 for selling 32.5 pounds of methamphetamine. Bryan Cranston wasn't the first choice for the role. It's hard to imagine anyone else playing Walter White as well as Bryan Cranston did. After all, Cranston won 4 Emmys for his portrayal of the character. It may therefore seem surprising that Cranston wasn't the first choice for the role. AMC executives wanted to cast either John Cusack or Matthew Broderick. However, Vince had worked with Cranston during The X-Files and was convinced he was the right choice for Walter White. AMC executives agreed after Vince insisted on casting only Cranston in the role. Before we tell you another fun secret about Cranston, we want to remind you to like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated about all our latest videos. Bryan Cranston was once arrested by the police. During his early 20s, Cranston and his brother decided to do a cross-country motorbike trip. During the trip, they stayed in Florida for a small time, working at a restaurant whose head chef was called Peter Wong. Peter was a notorious man with a bad reputation. The staff members, including Cranston and his brother, would therefore often joke about killing him. Things turned serious when Peter was found dead one day. A police inquiry was launched. However, by the time police launched an investigation, Cranston and his brother were already on the road. Police, therefore, thought they were absconding. The two were arrested but eventually let go. Cranston learned to cook meth from DEA chemists. Walter White may have excelled at cooking meth, but Bryan Cranston had no idea about any of it when he started filming the show. In an interview, Cranston said it was actually DEA chemists who taught him how the drug was made. Well, the actors were taught the entire process. However, for obvious reasons, no meth was ever cooked on set, and Cranston denied ever having tried the procedure in his personal space. However, DEA also ensured that the science shown in the show was inaccurate. The DEA did not only teach Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, but also made sure that the show depicted the wrong science on how to make meth. Donna Nelson, one of the show's science advisors, said in an interview that the science shown was deliberately made flawed so that the audience couldn't use the show's material to produce their own meth. Jesse was supposed to get killed in the first season. Vince Gilligan managed to create a memorable show. The show owes its popularity to the many plots and twists that Gilligan introduced into the show. However, sometimes these ideas were far-fetched and the writing team had to butt in and pull back Vince. One such idea that Vince had, and which he eventually dropped, was killing Jesse Pinkman in the first season. Gilligan had planned to kill Jesse and have Walter kidnap Jesse's killer. He would then make Walter keep Jesse's killer in the basement and slowly torture him to death. Whew, we already feel grateful that Jesse survived. Aaron Paul landed in the ER while shooting a specific scene. There was a lot of violence in the show, and thus the show wasn't easy to shoot. Aaron Paul actually ended up in the ER while shooting. In an interview, Aaron told the story how he got a concussion while shooting Breaking Bad. It happened during a scene where TUCO was supposed to throw Jesse out a screen door. The coordinates on Walter's lottery ticket won't take you to his treasure. Walter's meth business gets him so much money that at one point he doesn't know where to hide it. He therefore decides to bury it in the New Mexico desert. He records the location of his treasure, i.e. $80 million, with a lottery ticket. However, in real life, the location on the ticket does not lead to a point in the New Mexico desert, but to Q Studios where the show was shot. Q Studios is a popular studio in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and has provided sets for famous films including The Avengers and Logan. And obviously drug dealers started manufacturing blue meth after the show. After Breaking Bad aired in 2008, more and more drug dealers around the world started putting in hours to replicate Heisenberg's blue meth. However, most of the drug dealers were unable to replicate the formula, except in 2013, when 5 men were arrested for replicating it. The drug being shipped overseas was being manufactured in North Korea, and it was close to 99% pure. The cousins were real gang members. Daniel and Luis Moncada, who played Leonel and Marco Salamanca, better remembered as the cousins by the Breaking Bad fans, were actually real-life gang members and had served time in jail for their activities. In an interview, Luis Moncada spoke about how life was difficult for them, which is why he and his brother ended up being in a gang. However, Luis did his jail time and used the experience to turn his life around positively. He's now become a motivational speaker and often talks about his life to young students in schools and prison camps. The pizza scene created quite a ruckus. The pizza on the roof scene is one of the most famous scenes from the show. In the scene, Walter attempts to get over a familial tension by throwing a pizza over the roof. The day the scene was to be shot, the prop department of the series had stored hundreds of pizzas. However, CRANSTON nailed the scene in the first shot itself. There's no denying the scene was pretty hilarious, but it also created quite a ruckus. After it aired, Breaking Bad fans, in an attempt to recreate the scene, traveled to the house where the show was shot and threw pizzas on the roof, much to the irritation of the owner. When the fans didn't stop, Gilligan himself had to request fans stop harassing the homeowner. GUS'S death was inspired by the story of Jack Parsons. Gilligan got the idea of GUS'S death from the death of Jack Parsons in 1952. Parsons was a rocket scientist who died in an explosion. The explosion completely destroyed his laboratory and amputated his right forearm, broke his left arm and legs, and he also suffered a hole in his face. Despite all this, Parsons tried to communicate with his responders for almost 37 minutes before succumbing to his injuries. Raymond CRUZ, who played TUCO, asked the show's writers to kill his character. TUCO Salamanca made quite an impression on audiences and was one of the most memorable villains of the show. TUCO was supposed to be the show's main antagonist. However, his character was written off at the beginning of Season 2. In an interview, Raymond CRUZ, who played TUCO, confessed he asked the show's writers to kill his character, as TUCO was a very difficult role to pull off. Both HBO and FX passed on the show. Before entering into a contract with AMC, Gilligan had actually tried to pitch the show to both FX and HBO. While FX did not accept the show because it was quite similar to some of the other shows the network was carrying, HBO simply didn't show any interest. In fact, Gilligan called his meeting with the HBO representative the worst meeting of his life. Well, given HBO has passed on many super successful shows in the past, including The Walking Dead and Sons of Anarchy, it's not very surprising the network let go of another good show. Breaking Bad is an iconic show in every way and has fans around the world. This video is a treat to Breaking Bad fans from Factsverse Presents. So, did you enjoy it? More importantly, did you know these fun secrets about the show and its cast members? Let us know in the comments section. Before you hit the play button on the next video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated about all our latest videos.
Doctor, my wife is 7 months.